All right, time to put this 1300 watt peak motor to the test. And I've ridden about 8 miles on this battery charge, still showing full. So interesting, wasn't expecting that from the motor. Oh yeah, it's just wanting to launch me up to the top speed here. It's always fun to feature a new brand on the channel, and with many companies moving to 3-inch tires, we know there are plenty of people out there still searching for true 4-inch fat tires. This is the Nova from Tenvels, and they make some pretty wild claims about the power of this bike and how capable it is on hills, so excited to test that out on the road. But not only that, you get a larger than average battery for the price point. Other things that stand out to me is this exaggerated swoop to the seat tube, giving it a pedal forward design. It comes with BMX style handlebars, which means you can angle them to get a comfortable upright riding posture. I'm sure many people will be happy to see the right hand twist grip throttle. And then you get a pretty complete lighting and safety package with turn signals, as well as a built-in horn, headphone warning. So in this review, I'll walk you through all the components, then we'll head to the road and we'll put some of their impressive performance claims to the test on flat ground and up our test hill. And then, as always, we'll wrap things up with some pros and cons and my overall thoughts. But before all that, let's take a closer look. Tenvels is a direct-to-consumer company, and at the moment it looks like they are leaning fully into offering 4-inch fat tire options. They have 2 other bikes in their lineup currently, the Flexo, which is their folding option with 20 by 4-inch tires, and then the Tumbo with true full-size 4-inch tires with a similar pedal forward design. As I mentioned, Tenvels is a new company to me, so as far as their support goes, it's still kind of a mystery to us, but if anybody out there does have some experience with this brand, we'd love to hear from you down below in the comments, and I'm sure the community would appreciate that as well. The Nova is currently priced at $1,099, but if you want to check up-to-date pricing, you can find our affiliate link down in the description. And if after watching this review you decide this is the model for you, you can find a discount code down in the description as well. And using our link when you go to make a purchase is a great way to support content like this at no extra cost to you. Thank you so much for your support. So it is offered in a one-size-fits-all step-through frame. You have 3 color options: Tundra Gray, Jet Black, or Midnight Blue, which you see here. Now, with a big motor and the size of the battery, as well as a lot of metal on this frame, this has an advertised weight of 79 pounds. So this is not a light electric bike. Let's throw to our scale here. So with all the included accessories, the fenders, the rack, and the battery installed, we're coming in right around 92 pounds, maybe 93. Now, to weigh this massive battery, I'm going to use our rack bag that's water and fire resistant. It's a great way to store and transport your battery. And it looks like this 20 amp hour battery is coming in at around 11.7 pounds. And the step-through design makes it highly accessible. Standover height measuring in right around 15 inches. So that standover height does make it really easy to step through. Now, this is supposed to fit riders from 5'5" all the way up to 6'5". Now, I'm a 6'1" rider with a 33-inch inseam. The seat post is at its minimum insertion point, and I'm not quite getting full leg extension. So I'll see how this feels on the road, but if you are taller than me, this might not be the right fit for you. We also tested it with Allie to show a shorter rider getting on this bike, and she was able to get a comfortable fit. Let's take a closer look at all these components. Starting with the brakes, these are Logan branded 2-piston hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors. It's a bolt-on front wheel. The tires are from Kenda, 20 by 4 inches. With a super aggressive tread for all-terrain riding. It comes with commuter necessities like alloy fenders, front, and full coverage in the rear, as well as a rear rack. It also comes with an 80mm travel front suspension fork with preload adjust on the left side and lockout on the right. It does have a warning here to not use for free ride, downhill, dirt jumper, or any other hard riding, so keep that in mind. And here's what you can expect from the suspension. Moving on up, it has an integrated lighting package that runs off the main battery with a front LED headlight, and the taillight does brighten when you brake, and it has turn signals. And that safety package includes a horn that's pretty loud, headphone warning. The cables route through the frame, And moving up to the BMX style handlebars, we have Logan branded hydraulic disc brake levers with motor cutoff, rubber grips, a 7-speed Shimano trigger shifter, a half twist grip throttle on the right, and a 7-button control pad on the left. Next is a center mounted color LCD display, power buttons on the bottom of the controller here. Upper right corner, we have our battery readout. Front and center, we have our speed in miles per hour. In the bottom left corner is your pedal assist level, 0 for off, 1 for eco, 2 is also in eco, 3 for normal riding, 4 is also normal riding, and then 5 for sport. And then down in the bottom right corner, we have some information we can cycle through by tapping on the menu button. So first up, trip distance, odometer, trip time, max speed, average speed, and power drawn. To turn on the lights, you hold the pedal assist up button, the screen will dim, indicator up top, and to activate walk mode, hold pedal assist down. And then you have your left and right turn signal buttons here and the horn. Then to get into the advanced settings, hold the menu button for a few seconds. Now, admittedly, there is not very good documentation on the settings in this bike, so I'll do the best I can here. This is trip clear. In order to change your settings, tap the menu button and you can use your pedal assist up and down button to select. Confirm. You can also use your pedal assist up and down buttons to navigate the settings. Next up, we have unit. You can set it to miles or kilometers per hour. We'll keep it in miles per hour. And then this, I believe, is brightness level. And there are 3 different brightness levels to work with. I'm honestly not sure what some of these settings are, but I'm going to move to what I think most people are interested in, and that is how to change the top speed. So here we go. We currently have it set to 28 miles per hour, making it a class 3 electric bike, but you can dial that all the way back to 7 miles and everything in between. We'll leave it at 28 miles for our test footage. And then to exit the menu, you can just long press on the menu button and that'll bring you back home. And the saddle is a wide cushion saddle with a handle underneath. For graphics, we have the Tenvels logo up front, Tenvels on the down tube on both sides, as well as on the seat stays. You might have noticed this does not have mounting points for a bottle cage, but don't worry, there are options out there. We sell a strap adapter at shop.ebikeescape.com, which lets you strap this pretty much anywhere you want on your bike. We also sell what I think is the best water bottle cage on the market. This is the ABC bottle cage that ratchets to water bottles of any size. And there's also an option that mounts directly to your handlebars. Your purchase supports our content, so thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about this big old battery. To remove it, insert the key and turn it to the left. That will unlock it halfway. Then you'll need to pull this release to remove the battery. So this is a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. That's 960 watt hours. This is certified to UL 2271 standards, as well as the bike being certified to UL 2849 standards. And the overall bike has an IP54 rating, which makes it suitable for riding in light rain. Up top here is a button to get a quick view of the battery's charge. Charging port is on the bottom near the terminals. Tenvels does send this accessory kit with the Nova. So let's open it up. You get a user manual, all the Allen keys, wrenches, and a screwdriver that you'll need for assembly, a front reflector, and then the charger. So the battery is paired with a 3 amp charger, which means you can expect charging times from empty to be around 6 hours. And to install the batteries, find the terminals and put that in first. Get that lined up and then pinch it closed, and then turn the key to the right until you feel it pull in and it will lock. You do not need to ride with the keys in the bike. Then it has a 48 volt 750 watt motor. It's supposed to peak at 1300 watts and boast an impressive 90 newton meters of torque. And that's paired with a hybrid torque and cadence sensor experience. So the first 3 pedal assist levels, you'll be riding with a torque sensor, and then the last 2 will engage the cadence sensor. On the back, we have a basic Shimano Tourney derailleur, 14 to 28 teeth on the rear cassette, and a 46 tooth chainring. And that should do it for all the components. Let's head to the road and see how this performs. All right, time to put this 1300 watt peak motor to the test. We're going to start things off with a throttle-only acceleration test. Pretty sure you have full access to the throttle power regardless of pedal assist level. But for now, we're going to throw it in pedal assist level 5 just to be sure. With that, let's see how fast we can get to 20. 3, 2, 1, throttle only. And already up to 15 miles per hour, so definitely got some power to the motor. 17, 18, 19... and We are just stopping shy of 20 miles per hour. Let's see what happens here. It definitely feels like it has the guts to be able to make it to 20 miles per hour, but we're cutting just shy. Regardless, plenty of power. I will say you can hear that the motor is powerful. There is a little bit of a whine. Now, something that's interesting with this bike is you have your 5 levels of pedal assist. So in the first 3 assist levels, you're going to get a more measured response from the motor because the torque sensor actually detects how hard you're pushing into the pedals, and then the motor power responds. Whereas the cadence sensor is just going to sense whether or not you're actually moving the pedals. As long as it notices the pedals are rotating, you're going to get consistent motor power. So starting out in pedal assist level 1 from a stop, let's see how responsive this torque sensor feels. Okay, I feel immediate support from the motor, so the torque sensor is very responsive. The crank barely had to move before the motor responded. And I will say I feel like I'm getting a decent amount of power too. So 3rd gear, 4th gear, pedal assist level 1, with barely pushing into the pedals, pretty easy to cruise at about 10 miles per hour. And just to demonstrate what a torque sensor can do, I'm going to push into the pedals a bit harder here. We're going to get more motor power, and very easy to get some motor power here. Able to get up to about 20 miles per hour in pedal assist level 1, which might be a bit much for the first pedal assist level. Let's go into pedal assist level 2. And I feel a little step up in power there. Easy pedaling. We're getting right around 14 miles per hour. We're still using the torque sensor, so I'll push in here. Shifting up. And we're taking off here. With decent effort, we're hitting about 21, 22 miles per hour. Let's go to pedal assist level 3. And I'd say with easy pedaling, we're just getting a couple more miles per hour. Barely pushing into the pedals. Here's 15, shifting up, 16 miles per hour. And then if we push into the pedals, this is the last assist mode with the torque sensor. Shifting up. We just rock it up to 26, 27, a little bit faster, 28 miles per hour, there we go. So tons of power in pedal assist level 3, no problem getting up to the top speed. I'd say the only hindrance for holding at the top speed would be the pedal cadence. So I'll try to point the camera at my legs here just to show you. There's north of 20. 25, 27, and just look how fast my legs are spinning, just shy of 28 miles per hour. So if you are buying this bike for the top speed, just know the pedal cadence will be pretty fast once you get north of 20 miles per hour. And I feel like this 17 miles per hour is where my legs are most comfortable spinning. So I think where that extra motor power is going to come in handy is not so much for the top speeds, but for the hill climb, which we'll do in just a moment here. Now, when we go up into pedal assist level 4, let's go ahead and do that. We are moving over to more of a cadence sensor experience. So doesn't matter how hard I push into the pedals, I'm going to get a specific amount of power here. Can definitely feel that motor helping me out up this hill. Pedal assist level 4 feels like the torque sensor is still engaged, but then once I got north of 20 miles per hour, the motor just took off, and my legs are maybe just shy of ghost pedaling right now. So if that's the power in pedal assist level 4, pedal assist level 5 is going to be pretty dang powerful. Here we go. And, oh yeah, it's just wanting to launch me up to the top speed here. Oh, my legs aren't really doing anything but spinning. Stopping just shy of 28. And I've ridden about 8 miles on this battery charge, still showing full. For some reason, the motor is cutting me off at 20 miles per hour now, even though it's set to 28. Getting an interesting buzz from the front brakes here. Here we are at our hill climb test. So we're going to start things off with a throttle only hill climb test. Now, in the marketing information that Tenvels sent me, they make a pretty wild claim of being able to haul 450 pounds or up to 450 pounds up a 30% grade. Now, this hill isn't quite that steep, but don't let the GoPro footage fool you. This is a massive hill. This motor boasts 90 Newton meters of torque, and with throttle power, it's still pushing, but see what's going on here. Pulling 834 watts out of the motor with throttle power, down to 5 miles per hour. So I don't know, I'm a 200-pound rider, and this is, what, a 90-pound bike with all the gear on it. So I think it might be a little optimistic to say this can haul 450 pounds up a 30% grade. Also, this has a max payload capacity of 330 pounds. So I don't know if I'd suggest testing that, but wow. I mean, the motor, when we're not going up a super steep hill, does feel super powerful. And I do think we are going to make it to the top here, but we're down to 3.74 miles per hour here. But as the hill's rounding out, there we go, it's now accessing that peak power. So very interesting that I was only getting about 800 watts out of the motor when we were on the most challenging part of the hill. And then when it rounded out, the motor was like, okay, I can engage now. And it was giving me close to peak power. Now we got another big hill here, not quite as steep as the main one. I want to see here with throttle power. We're pulling about 1200 watts here. I'm really wondering why we dropped down to 800 watts when we were at the steep part of the hill. Because yeah, that sustained me at 1200 watts the whole time there. We didn't drop below 10 miles per hour. So interesting. Here we are at the bottom of the hill, approaching our pedal assisted hill climb test. And usually what I like to do here is start in a low gear, start in the first pedal assist level, and I'll pedal and work through the gears until my legs start to burn. And then I'll ask for some more help from the motor and move through the pedal assist levels. So starting in eco, let's see if that torque sensor responds to me needing a little bit more help. First gear, very heavy bike. And I do feel help from the motor, but I do not want to shift up in first gear. Legs starting to burn. Let's go into pedal assist level 2. Felt it give me a little extra push. Seeing about 465 watts from the motor, but can't shift up, so let's go to pedal assist level 3. All right, there's a jump, 620 watts I saw, and easing off the pedals a bit, can maybe shift up. Okay, let's go to pedal assist level 4. Big jump there, 900 watts, and pedal assist level 5, biggest jump yet. There's just shy of 1200 watts, and the hill's rounding out and we're just rocketing up to speed now. So quite a bit happier with some pedal support. Now talking about ride feel, the fat tires definitely do a good job of soaking up bumps. And this bike isn't necessarily best suited for single track like this, but you can take it off-road. The suspension gives you 80 millimeters of travel, which you can definitely feel. It might be a little bit more of a basic front suspension fork, but I'd rather have it than not. And the hydraulic brakes sound a little squeaky right now. Like I said, I need to brake them in, but giving me plenty of control. Now just note, this suspension fork is not meant for really challenging stuff, but it is really helping out here. So yeah, overall, I mean, this is kind of a nice ride feel with that pedal forward design. I can get a upright riding posture. You could improve comfort a little further by investing in a suspension seat post. We sell one at shop.ebikeescape.com. I can link to that down below in the description. But it's handling this all really nicely, actually. An interesting riding experience indeed. We have a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and throw to some third-person riding footage. I'll give you the pros and cons and my overall thoughts. Finding a combination of a massive 20 amp hour battery, a 1300 watt peak motor, and a hybrid cadence and torque sensor experience for just $10.99 is incredibly rare. There's undoubtedly a lot of potential here with the Tenvels Nova. So where does this budget-friendly fat tire e-bike shine, and what changes would I like to see? First off, the comfort and riding position are great. The BMX style handlebars, pedal forward design, and comfortable saddle promote a really nice upright posture. And when you combine the fat tires and front suspension fork, you do get a lot of support riding over bumps. Just note that the suspension is meant more for comfort on pavement and light trails, not for anything too extreme. As for range, the giant battery definitely delivers. After 10 solid miles of riding, my battery readout was still showing full capacity, which is a great sign for those longer trips. Component-wise, the Logan branded hydraulic brakes provide plenty of stopping power, but note that they are a bit loud, which is consistent with our past experience with these brakes. Also, the gear ratio is best suited for cruising speeds of 20 miles per hour or less. My legs were spinning pretty fast, and I did experience ghost pedaling when approaching the max 28 miles per hour. Speaking of fit, Tenvels recommends this bike for riders from 5'5" up to 6'5". However, as a 6'1" rider, I was not able to get full leg extension, so taller riders should definitely keep that in mind. In general, fat tire e-bikes are heavy, and at 92 pounds with all the accessories and battery, the Nova is a lot of e-bike to handle. Now let's talk about the power delivery, because there are a few idiosyncrasies here that you should be aware of. First, the Nova can feel a bit too powerful at times. Pedal assist level 1 can easily reach 20 miles per hour, and it would be fantastic to have the ability to adjust that power curve in the settings. Levels 1 through 3 ride with the torque sensor and feel a lot more predictable. Pedal assist level 4 felt like a torque sensor below 20 miles per hour before the cadence feel finally kicked in. Oddly enough, I was able to reach the top speed in pedal assist level 3 with the torque sensor, but fell just short of it using the cadence sensor in pedal assist level 5. There's also a quirk with the throttle. If you engage it while traveling over 20 miles per hour, it overrides the pedal assist speeds and caps you at 20 miles per hour. It will only switch back once you slow down and re-engage the throttle below that speed, and we reached out to Tenvels about this, and they actually sent us a replacement controller. However, the behavior stayed exactly the same, meaning this is just how the e-bike is programmed. Once you understand what is happening, it's easy to work around, but it does introduce some uncertainty around the power delivery. We also noticed the throttle-only hill climb was a bit strange, capping at 800 watts of peak power on the steepest section, even though it effortlessly reached peak power on more moderate hills. The Nova certainly offers a lot of comfort and raw performance, but there is room for improvement when it comes to refining the user experience, and I would really love to see Tenvels provide better documentation for the display settings and offer more performance customization in the future. We hear all the time, you can get a bigger battery and a bigger motor when compared to many of the brands we review, but the trade-off usually tends to be the unknown surrounding the brand. And perhaps this is a great example of this. Tenvels is a new brand, customer service and whether Tenvels will stick around is still up in the air. If anyone watching has had an experience dealing with Tenvels, we would love to hear from you. And if you're planning on picking up the Tenvels Nova, remember you can find our discount code and affiliate link down in the description, and using our link when you make your purchase helps support content like this. Thank you so much for your support, and I'd love to hear from all of you. What do you think of this setup? Are the massive battery and peak power worth working around the controller quirks? Let me know in the comments section. With that, I'm Miles with eBike Escape. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.